I really needed to be happy myself to bring up a happy child. And
Yeah.
when I realized it's really impacting him in a manner which was not nice is when I took the final step.
Of course, when you walk down the aisle, you hope it's going to be forever. But let's face the facts. Sometimes it's not. So what happens if you find yourself a single parent and you want to start dating again? Our guest today is a blogger, influencer, entrepreneur, and single mom who has been spreading the word that it's okay to get out there and look for love. Love Matters with Evelyn Sharma. Hi, I'm Evelyn Sharma, and this is Love Matters, a podcast about relationship topics that matter to you and me. Today, we're going to be diving into dating as a single parent. Our guest is influencer Anupriya Kapoor, who writes the terrific blog Mom on the Run and is the co-founder of Imbue Natural, a company that sells Ayurvedic sexual wellness products. She's also a single mom, and she's been using her platforms to talk about the challenges single parents in India face when they decide to start dating. Anupriya, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Evelyn. This is a topic which is very, very close to my heart because I am facing a lot of challenges here.
Oh my, I can imagine. Can you talk a bit about some of your experiences dating as a single mom? Good, bad, or in between?
So post my divorce, I did date actually for a long time, for a couple of years. Unfortunately, the relationship didn't work out. And that's when my friends pushed me to go on to the dating apps.
Oh my.
I'm still not sure whether that has been a good decision or not, because till now I've only had bad experiences.
Oh no, really? How come?
One that people don't take to single moms. Like, the moment you mention that, it fizzles out immediately. And even if somebody wants to meet and hang out, it's more from a point of view of the fact that I'm a social media creator. And they probably want to know the other side, how the industry works and etc., but not really from the agenda of dating.
So I guess, maybe the online dating platforms aren't really for you. But do you think people are scared of single moms or single parents in general and to date someone who has a kid?
Absolutely. So in India, one, divorce is a taboo. In fact, I was talking to a friend yesterday and he happens to be a guy. And he himself said that, a lot of times he's unmatched immediately. He mentions that he's divorced and he doesn't even have a kid. So single parent is 10 notches above that for Indians. I think it's not only one is the fear, of course, of taking on the responsibility, which is surprising because most of us single moms are really independent and working really, really hard.
Yes.
To support ourselves and the child or children.
Yes, yes.
But the other is, I think, just the fact that you were married before and you come with a lot of baggage, etc. So yeah, I think it's a multiple thing. It's not only just the fact that you come with a child. It's so much more.
So you think that in India the stigma of being a divorcee is still bigger than being a single parent?
No, being a single parent, it's actually how you talk about it, to be honest. I actually do a social experiment as well because it's been so many years of my divorce. So, I'm kind of very comfortable with the fact. And so there are times when when I'm meeting in a setup, so I sometimes mention I'm a single parent and sometimes I mention I'm divorced.
Yeah.
And I just see the reactions. As a single parent, I get responses like respect.
Oh, wow.
As a divorce, like a shock.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
That okay.
And I continue to do this. Like, it's just for fun, for kicks.
Why do you think that is? Like, do people in Indian society still think that you should have stayed with your first marriage and that it's almost like a wrong thing to leave a marriage? Or is it because they imagine that you were intimate with this person and now you may have had some experiences before? What do you think is it?
So to be honest, I'm trying to still wrap my head around why it's such a big deal. Because, as a look at it as a relationship that did not work out for whatever reasons. Of course, abuse aside, because I come from like mine was an amicable divorce. So it makes things much easier. We have a lot of respect for each other as ex-partners. But whenever I talk about it, it's just people don't get it that it's a relationship that didn't work out and wasn't meant to be, and it's okay to move out of something which is unhealthy or makes you unhappy. But people look at it as a lifelong relationship, because that's how I feel the Bollywood has projected it somehow, and even our marriage vows are like that. That you are now, eternal, whatever. So,
Yeah.
but people change, people evolve, things happen, and I wish life was simple like that,
Yeah,
but it
I
isn't.
guess we all go into marriage hoping that it would last a lifetime and that you would find a friend for a lifetime. But people change and people, move apart. So obviously, there are relationships that don't work out. And then I think it's okay to go separate ways. But I guess a lot of people see the shame you have put on a family
Yes.
or the financial burden, because a lot of people do take massive loans out for weddings and they still pay weddings off when they are divorced.
Yes. I think the whole marriage, the concept of marriage, somehow I feel in India is to an extent flawed, because we are asked to get married very early, and I feel we've not figured out who we are as people. And we're kind of told that the end goal of life is marriage and kids.
Yeah.
That's how they raise a lot of us. Like, I would not say everybody, it's changing, but a lot of us were raised like that. You need to grow up, you need to start working, you need to get married and have kids, and that is it.
I think that's for our generation still a worldwide thing. But let's raise our children differently and give them some options on life.
Yes.
But let's talk today about dating as a single parent and a single mom, because I'm sure that comes with so many challenges. And
Yes.
I've heard from some of my friends, I mean, I've plenty friends that are single moms and they would like to go back into the dating game. And, you've spent many years dedicating your life to this little person that needs you completely. And you've given your all to this person. And whether this person is just a year old like mine or 15 years like your son, I think, is already a teenager. Yes. So you've done the hard bits. I'm sure there are other hard bits now.
It never ends.
It never ends. But we all long for a personal life. I love to go out on dates with my husband, just the two of us, even if it's a date in. And so I can just imagine, and I know from my friends that everybody wants to go out. You said the dating apps don't work for you, but what works for you? Do your friends set you up on dates, or do you go out and meet people at bars, and how does it work?
So I'm just realizing, I'm not sure if it's to do with single moms or dating in general today's world,
Yeah.
That's also changing a lot. There's something called situationship now. And as a single parent, I've tried Bumble and Hinge. These are two popular dating apps in India.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I did go out a couple of times with two single dads.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so one of the experiences wasn't that bad, but I didn't see it working out because the person was not based out of India and would be moving a lot, and I did not want to uproot myself.
Yeah.
So that was the end of it.
Was it a good experience having someone who understands, your life a bit better, probably, than someone who's not a single dad?
Yes, it actually was so much better because, you kind of come from the same space.
Right.
And you understand the importance of being a parent and why it takes up so much of your time.
Yeah.
And why you need to give yourself so much to it. And a relationship is a part of your life, but cannot be the whole of it.
Yeah, I realized that I have just one little girl, and sometimes when I go shopping and she's throwing a tantrum in the supermarket, and there's some people that look at me like, oh, why can't she get her child under control? And then there are other people that come over and they talk to her and they ask her if she wants a lolly or something, and you know that they are parents. They know what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
sometimes you just can't handle people that don't have children because they just don't
Yes.
know. So yeah, I can imagine dating a single dad. I mean, I guess there are, some out there, maybe not so many that have full-time children, but maybe, are shared custody kind of parents or something.
Correct. So actually, most of the single dads who claim to be single dads here are not truly single because
Oh,
the custody is mostly with the wife, ex-wife,
yeah.
and yeah, the child is with them for a day. And I've not met anybody who's actually taking care of them full time.
But let's be honest, for a dad, just having 1 day a week, he's already overwhelmed. So he's already
Yes.
working his max capacity.
Yes. But I did meet a couple of people on the dating app who came across as who were not parents, who've been divorced and so bitter.
Oh,
Like it was difficult for me to, handle even one date with them because of their past experience or whatever the reason for the divorce is so bitter that I couldn't handle being there in the energies.
no way.
Yeah, and like there is a set of men who within a year are into the dating circle of their divorce, and since they've not healed,
Yeah.
and they're just bitter towards women, and it's almost like they're sitting there on the dating app to attack us.
Oh my goodness.
And that has been my experience actually quite a few times. It's just that my what do you call it, the dating radar got better, and I started understanding that I need to kind of unmatch right away.
Mm.
The moment the person starts ranting about their divorce on the first chat or the second chat, it's not going to be pretty, and so yeah, I'm learning.
Has your blog become a bit of your healing journey, a bit of an outlet to talk about, all these things that you're going through?
So I don't write so much anymore because people don't like to read as much anymore.
Yeah.
But on my social media, I do talk about it often.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of mixed response. So one side, I get a response from women because there are a lot of single moms or women who are going through divorce or separation who follow me.
Yeah.
They kind of understand and they want to know more. And then there's
Yeah.
this complete other side who is so toxic towards me, saying that I'm promoting divorce. Who would
Mhm.
date a woman like me because I left my family because I wanted to sleep around? And really really nasty stuff. Like apparently for a lot of people I am this person who promotes and glorifies divorce.
Well, but people online, it's the cowards that really start, with all this abusive comments and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I say just block them.
I do that too.
I think it's awesome that you kind of use your online presence as an outlet for yourself to talk about things that you would like to talk about, and two, to inspire other people. What gave you the courage to say, I don't want to be in this relationship even though I have this child? And how old was your child?
So when I got separated, my son was 7, and the fact that I
Mhm.
was not living my truth is what made me move out. Like I'm like I cannot be bringing up my child in lies, that I'm there in the marriage, and this is not what I want him to think of as love or marriage in
Yeah.
future. Like, I mean, I was projecting my unhappiness on him, and that's the worst thing a parent can do, right?
Yeah.
I really needed to be happy myself to bring up a happy child.
Yeah.
And when I realized it's really impacting him in a manner which was not nice, is when I took the final step.
So, how did you heal from this unhappy marriage and the divorce and everything that comes with that while having a child, being a mom, and now being a single mom, having to look after the kid all the time?
For me, I think meditation was a very solid support because, you meditation just helps you get rid of a lot of things you're holding on to,
Mhm.
and it kind of cleanses you. I don't know how to explain it, but it just cleanses you and it makes you better.
But Anupriya, I have no time to even in my happy marriage and my happy mothering to sit down and meditate. So, what do you understand under meditation? Like, I definitely have not even half an hour to sit down. Like, what is the technique that anybody can use who only has, say, 5 minutes in their day?
5 minutes I feel is too less because you're kind of just settling down. So the one I practice is just an 18-minute meditation. It's a pranic healing meditation. And
Mhm.
you just kind of listen to, so I listen to the master who's just talking about how to forgive myself and how to forgive others. So if every day if
Mhm.
you can even just take out 5 to 7 minutes and
Mhm.
just forgive yourself for all the things that you've been doing wrong, or you holding on to because of your past. It's a great tool because then you learn how to move on. So, you constantly you feel that people have wronged you all the time, and that kind of keeps building on to you. I feel
Right.
it lowers you down the moment you start. Forgiveness is such a strong tool, is what I've realized, because you're just not holding on to anything anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm sure that would help anybody in a healing process. And then, so once you're healed
You come back
and
to
you're
dating.
ready to date, how do you know that you're ready to date? How do you know that, hey, I have something to offer for another person, which is not just, a total shipwreck? I'm ready to sail the relationship again.
I just felt I'm ready to date when I was truly independent. It's like when I was happy by being with myself is when I realized I'm okay to actually date again, which
Mm,
probably wasn't the case when I got married. And that's where it also went wrong. You need to be very comfortable with yourself to be able to give. And so that you don't become clingy, and so that you're not insecure, and so much more. You're just a complete happy person.
right. So you mean when you're fully independent, you mean financially and
Emotional, but generally in emotions, you're able to handle your emotions better. You're able to kind of take a step back and go through your day without holding negative emotions.
yeah.
Just being able to manage yourself in a manner you don't need a person to complete you.
When you manage your all your anxiety levels of life.
That too.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're not looking for somebody else to kind of complete a part of you.
So and then when you feel ready to date again, you can obviously use the dating apps. You can ask friends to set you up on a date. What are good ways to meet single dads? Is there like Facebook groups or are there meetings of single parents that take place or should there be?
I have heard that now in Delhi you have people who are bringing events together for people to meet and stuff. A bit like speed
Mm.
dating, but not really speed dating.
If you're a single parent, you only got time for speed dating anyway.
Yeah. But I've not actually tried because I'm just too scared. I am so fearful of Indian men. I'm not even kidding.
Aw,
But yeah, it's just
that is sad, Anupriya. There's some really good Indian men out there.
I am really looking for one for sure.
Well, anyone who's listening to this podcast, I'm sure, is a quality man. So do reach out to Anupriya on her socials and ask her out for a nice date.
That's the worst. I social is what makes it worse for me because people are not able to handle the fact that you're so much out there.
Oh, my husband's able to handle it.
You're
He's
so lucky.
my biggest fan and my biggest support, and you just need to find someone like that. I mean, we have our problems, obviously, but he is just always ironing my dress when I have a shoot.
Oh my God, that's like a dream.
He's getting better at taking photos of me
Oh,
because he's been a total nightmare. But yeah, no, you just got to make it clear from the beginning, this is my space and this is what I do.
yes,
That doesn't mean that you have to do the same. And if someone has aspirations to become someone in the public, just don't date them.
correct.
Just date someone. My husband's an entrepreneur and a dental surgeon. He's definitely got a very different life. That doesn't mean that he wouldn't like to be, honored once in a while. And he does receive awards and all that stuff, but that's in his space, which I will not get into. I guess like it just depends on how you make it work. But you
Absolutely.
definitely need to find someone who's healed already.
Yes, and that dating pool is very small.
Yeah. But if you don't put yourself out there, I don't think you will meet the person.
True.
Because I actually met my husband on a blind date I did not want to go to.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes you just have to go and then you meet
That's
someone
amazing.
great.
Where were you? Where did this happen?
In India, in Mumbai.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we were both living actually just a street away from each other and never really met.
Wow.
And one night, one fateful night, we met on a blind date set up by a friend. And I think we both were so fed up of dating and trying to find the one that this date was so honest. You know, I just told him, I don't want to date anyone. I'm looking for a partner. I'm looking for a best friend. I want to find someone to do life with. And I want someone who wants to personally grow. And, you know, he said the same things to me. And I was like, okay, let's not date. Let's, you know, plan to get married one day. And let's see if that changes things.
Wow.
And it sure did. 8 months later, we were engaged. And now, you know, one pandemic later, we are married and have a second baby on the way.
It's like what you said that you were so honest on that particular date when you went, and that's what happened. By now, after meeting so many people, I'm so upfront. I've just realized what I want and what I don't want, and it's like this is what it is. I mean, yeah, this is my truth. You want it, you don't want it, but I'm not going to hide anything. This is my life, and that certainly helps at least waste less time.
That's right. Well, in each Love Matters episode, our research team gathers data on our topic. So let's see what they've gathered for today.
Love Matters. A recent survey of young urban single parents done by the dating app Quack Quack found that 38% of single moms don't date due to social stigmas. They cite being afraid that their dating life might negatively impact their children's reputations in schools and colleges.
Okay, let's talk about that. What does your son think?
Okay, so I had a blanket no on dating till a few years back from him. Like he said, no, I'm not comfortable. It makes me awkward. Now he came around, like as he grew older, he's fine. Like he was okay with my ex-partner or my ex-husband dating because he doesn't live in this country.
Right.
And as we speak, we're actually going to attend his wedding in April.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool now, and now he's fine. But yes, even when I'm vocal about dating and stuff, I have a lot of time thought about how it's going to impact him in his school, because there are his friends who follow me as well.
Yeah.
But that's social media apart. I've thought about it a lot, and it doesn't stop me because I know he understands that I have a life of my own. But I do have a lot of friends who are single parents who are absolutely scared of dating because of this very reason.
Yeah.
What is the child going to think? And of course, the society, the stigma is so much.
Is it more what is the child going to think, or is it more what are the other moms going to say?
From my experience, that the women who've written to me, the single moms, apart from the fact that they say that, how do we start dating because of the amount of things that they hear from people around, and the other being that, they feel a lot of men are out there to just sleep with them and there's nothing else to it. Like, they're not honest, and there's of course nothing wrong in sleeping around or or having sex, because that's the basic need of a human. But to do it under the lie that I want to be in a relationship with you and then just sleep around and ghost a person or move away, that's not cool. And that happens a lot because a lot of single moms are very vulnerable.
Yeah. I hear again that we have a problem with men. That sounds like there are some men out there that like to lie to single moms just to get them into bed. Is that what
Yes,
you're saying?
it's actually kind of happened to me too on Bumble. where this person lied to me about the fact that he was divorced. He was still going through a separation. He actually had a girlfriend. And he was like, all chitty chatty. And he told me that he's a dad of twins. And he's, all the story, drink bang about how wonderful he is as a person and how open he is. And within 2 days of, I think, just exchanging messages and a call, I get a call from his girlfriend.
Oh my.
Saying that she's been in a relationship with him for 3 years.
Why is she in a relationship with him?
I asked her the same thing, but she's like, I'm just realizing that this is what he does. Yeah.
What do you think would be a good way for people to meet and to be able to just say what they want? Should it be on their bio in their dating app? This is exactly what I'm looking for. And if they don't stick to it, should they be thrown off the dating app? Get a rating, a bad rating?
I feel, yes, one should be very upfront on the app itself. If you're looking for something casual, just say it. That's appreciated much more, because as women, a lot of us are also looking for something casual. It's not all of us that who want commitment or want to be in a relationship or are in a stage of life where we want to get married. So I think women do appreciate honesty more than people think we do. Only if you're upfront about it, like, just put it out that you're divorced, you're separated, you're looking for something meaningful, you're not looking for something meaningful. It just makes it so much more easier. Or just be upfront the day you talk for the first time.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable putting it out, just put it out on the first call itself. Get it out of the way.
What do you think would make dating as a single mom in India easier? What do you think has to happen to change people's mindsets?
I think it's more to do with society as a whole, that we need to be normal about it. Just make being a single parent a normal thing. But it's a long way to go. There's just so much stigma that I'm not sure when this would ever happen. But more so, the families have to be very accepting, because a lot of support comes from your family and your people. And once they are supportive, you do not care what the society says. So even if you're, say for your example, your mom, dad, or your brother, siblings, they say, we have your back. You go out there. I think that kind of changes a lot.
Would movies and advertisements and stuff like that change people's minds, do you think?
Absolutely will. Pop culture is so huge in bringing about a change. There's a movie called Dostana. I don't know if you know of it. It was Abhishek Bachchan, John Abraham, and Priyanka Chopra, and it came out some 20 years back, I think.
Wow.
The director is a friend of mine, and I know I still thank him, because that was one of the first time there was a main character who was gay. And it actually changed a lot of things for that community, because even if a lot of people say that the gays were not shown in the best light or whatever, but at least it brought about conversations. It brought about a lot of change. So if they start portraying a single mother's life in, say, for example, a TV serial, which is more popular in India, or just movies, for sure, it's going to make, even as, say, for example, like English Winglish, where there's shown a woman who lives abroad and doesn't know how to speak English, and how she struggles to get there. It was great. Or a movie like Queen, which made a huge difference in women who, there are a lot of marriages which break just right before the wedding date, and there's so much stigma around it, right? They're considered unlucky and upshagun and all of that.
That's right.
And I think that movie did a lot of good for people, because it gave a lot of courage to a lot of women to walk out when they felt, or their gut felt, that this marriage is not meant for them. So absolutely, movies will make a huge difference there.
Right. I agree. So all you talented writers out there, start getting creative.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, last, Anupriya, what are you looking for? What are you looking for in a man?
Okay. Apparently, I'm very picky, is what I've been told.
Well, let's tell your friends what you're looking for. You 3 non-negotiables. Just 3 non-negotiables that you really want in the other person.
Okay. So one is definitely the person, and it's going to sound very shallow, but I'm okay with that. The person needs to be active.
Okay.
Should be in some form of fitness or the other. I need that, because I truly believe that it's a sign of intelligence. You nurturing yourself is a sign of intelligence. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
The second being the person needs to be very secure and open, to be able to handle a woman who's secure and open.
Mm-hmm.
And the third being the person generally needs to be a kind person. Not an act, but genuinely a kind person.
Lovely. Confident, fit, and kind.
Yes.
I'm sure there must be plenty out there, and maybe even a smidge of a single dad, just so he understands the tantrums.
Correct. But I'm okay with, with somebody who's not married ever, who's been married, who's a single dad, doesn't
Oh, I
that's
meant
okay
your
for me.
tantrums, because single moms are just way too over it. We have fits all the time, and a man needs to know why. It's just
yeah. Sometimes I need to stop adulting, I guess.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm sure your friends will know some people, and I'm sure some followers of yours may have some friends that may be just perfect. So you never know where love comes from these days, online or offline. You just don't know. But I
Correct.
certainly wish that you will find someone lovely for a day, a season, or for a lifetime. It doesn't matter, but that you find someone who gives you joy in life. Because you do such lovely work to encourage people out there. And I hope that you will find someone who will encourage you too, and fill your cup where you need it. Thank you so much for being with us today, Anupriya, and for sharing your thoughts and your experiences and just being open with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a great conversation. Actually, I got a lot of food for thought as well, and maybe even more inspiration to talk more often about it than I do.
Thank you so much. If you have a question in matters of love, guys, make sure to write us at lovematters@dw.com. We'd love to hear from you, and your questions might be featured in one of our upcoming episodes. You've been listening to Love Matters from Indian Express and DW, Germany's international broadcaster, a podcast about relationship topics that matter to you and me. I'm Evelyn Sharma, and I think love matters.
Love matters. Love